Make sure we got audio. Hey everybody, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in today. So today I'm going to be doing a behind the scenes of a documentary film that we were working on, trying to get secure Netflix funding. That's who we were going for, but it's a really cool piece. A little bit of a drama pursuing a woman who owned a very expensive Mercedes-Benz Roadster back in the 1930s and 40s. And anyways, we were kind of tracing this car's history as an artifact of sorts, interviewing people and subject matter experts on this car. The crazy thing about it is I think it went for $12 to $13 million at auction, which is absolutely insane. But nevertheless, it was a really beautiful thing to shoot. It was really cool, very interesting. And I was a PA on the day, assisting DP, a good friend of mine, Eric, who brought in his Aria Mira and his Canon Servo, his 17 to, I think it was a 140. Beautiful pair. And it was just a good day, but I was able to get some behind the scenes and just kind of show our little lighting setups and running gun setups and stuff around 2 interviews. So anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna try and spit something out real quick just to give it to the DP. Totally free, just wanted to add extra value to the production, and you know, maybe you'll share it with investors or whatever. I don't care. It was really cool to be a part of, and so I'm going to edit this together and send it his way. Right now we are streaming on my GH5, my Lumix trustworthy GH5. Got the Yeti, and current lighting setup is 2 Nan lights. I have the FS150, the Forza FS150 and the Forza 200. Beautiful lights, but let's get into this. We are getting to audio source. Try that. Don't think so. Huh. I'm sorry, we're having some issues. I want to fix this audio. But say what's up. Thanks for stopping by. Again today. Blue Yeti. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully that worked. I think that worked. Beautiful. Sorry guys, sorry about that delay. All right, let's move on. We are going to jump into Premiere. All right, so like I said, got some really great clips here. Drop that dB a little bit. Cool. Gee whiz. There we go. Boom. All right, here we go. Sorry for the micro difficulties. Let's move on. Let me know if I need to turn it up or anything, you guys. I appreciate your patience. All right, so my workflow is like super simple. It's kind of, it's different at times. Like I will literally I know what I need to do. Let's do this. Bingo. Okay. So I will literally copy paste everything into my timeline, depending on how much footage I took, depending on the project. For instance, we just got back from a event highlight. It was the deliverable was a highlight video of this 2 or 3 day event. And, you kind of know what you want going in. You want like 6 different interviews, maybe 9 different interviews, CEO, founder, partners, blah, 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 just different perspectives. And so those kind of, those are going to be the bone structure of your interview. And then I will, drop those in, edit those first, and then structure B-roll around them. But for this one, it was just kind of like a shotgun approach where it was like, okay, we've got some downtime, or they're in the middle of one of the interviews. I'm not doing anything as a PA, so pick up the camera, throw it on a gimbal, run around, get some shots. If you're a videographer, you know that like half of your B-roll shots are unusable, right? Like, or at least that's the case with me. Not all my B-roll shots are usable. I've got jitters, even though I'm using the GH5 and it has image stabilization and blah, blah, blah. My prime lenses are a little bit too heavy, so they don't do well on my gimbals. So nevertheless, I'm just going to throw everything onto my timeline. We're going to watch it through, and I'm going to select those money shots that paint what we were doing. So, all right. Wow, that's a very long one. So I remember this one. We'll save that for last. This was an interview that we did. At first, I was told that they wanted me as a B cam. Excuse me. And then like 12 minutes through, they were like, "Oh, never mind." So let's see what we got here. Premiere. Okay. We're going to focus on just the visual. Make sure we weren't saying anything inappropriate. All right. And I can tell you from this clip alone, I already don't like a lot of what I'm seeing. So I'll pick a nice little screen grab. Okay, there she is. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to actually render this into out so we can play back a little bit better. But that's the Mercedes Roadster that we got to film. I believe this one was made in 1939. And I learned something that was really interesting about this Roadster was that Mercedes as a company is really good at keeping track of their cars. It's crazy, but like especially the ones back when, you know, in the 40s, 50s and before, that where they only made a couple of them. Mercedes like documents every single time it came into the shop, every time there was a ding on it, every time they had to replace the tires. It's crazy. So with this documentary, we were able to kind of look at the history of this vehicle and the ownership, thanks to Mercedes, which is, it's just crazy. But for a, you know, over $10 million car, I guess you would expect a pristine record like that. Okay. For this, if you can see like all those white lights, it was a private showroom, and the owner had a bunch of LEDs, like 2 different circles of LEDs around a rotating disc that the car sits on. It just rotates, whatever. So that's all those nice light, those LEDs. But if you can see in the front of the bumper right here, and along this fender and right here, you see this is actually a larger a larger light source. We had I think it was maybe a 12 by 12 that we hung over the car just to give it a little bit more character on these reflections. What you do not see is, or actually here it is too. Here's the 12 by right here. And right here, and all those little things give it character. It just shows you the shape of the car a little bit better. What you do not see is we actually hung a what was it? I think it was like a 10 by, we had a 10 by 20, 2 10 by 20s, I think, of negative fill that around the car, because the showroom was surrounded by other like Bugattis and Ferraris and stuff, and they're all red, yellow, bright colors. So we when we started shooting it, you saw too much red, too much yellow in the reflections. So we ended up having to section all that off and separate it from the rest of the showroom, so we could just focus on this black and the white lights, especially when we were filming our B-roll, when the car spins and stuff like that, and those lights just like dance on the car. Beautiful, very fun. Okay, hopefully I'm going to cancel it right here. Okay, perfect. Let's get in here. Okay, that's kind of a cool shot. I don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. So I can watch that once and pretty much know that I want to cut it like right here. And this is going to be so quick. I'm gonna go through this super quick. I love the lights going on in the background, but I hit the camera shake. Yeah, so we're just going to go like that. That's fine. All right, so that's a select. Moving on. I'm looking for consistent camera motion. And you would think, as many times as I've held a camera, that I would, know how to take a steady shot, but sometimes you don't have enough time. And see, like that's right there. I like that. Boom. That's my select. I'm pretty sure I don't want any of this. Too shaky, not sure what my framing is. And that's another thing. when I'm like filming this stuff, I'm like fishing for a frame. So I'm like, okay, there's no composition here. Like there's no 1/3 here. I'm searching. So without looking too far, I'm trying to get my composition. And I've kind of found it right here. I'm loving that front fender. That's the main character. So right here, centered, going, and it starts about that 1/3. And it's like, okay, there's my composition. A little brief scan. Probably won't use that ending, but moving on. All right. Sweet. My wife works at Disney, and here in Florida, and one of the interesting things is occupancy at the parks. It's way too crazy right now, so they actually blocked out cast members from coming to the parks for the next couple of months. But as a we're sorry, they gave them a free hotel night. So, I mean, which is crazy. Thousands and thousands of cast members who get a free hotel night at one of the Disney parks. It's a very cool little perk amenity. We just found out that we got Coronado, which is a really cool hotel based off of the one in San Diego, where I'm from. Okay, so like, yeah, so like you can see a little bit of what we got going on here. So he had a key light. You see the key light right here. We've got a C-stand right here with, I think, one of the Aries up here. And then you see our big, and honestly, I don't even think we had lights going into it. It was just to diffuse a little bit and offer this, see like this really long white reflection. It's really just to offer that up. And we actually killed a lot of the lights anyway, so like it was a way more subtle than this. But I mean, we had, I don't know, it's just kind of funny. We had this big 8x8 right here. This was to block out some red on the wall. More Aries. All right, let's see. Boom. Like, that's fine right there. Beautiful. You know, and these aren't great shots. Like, I'm not super proud of these shots. To be honest, I'm super happy if I get like one, you know, like that's a pretty shot right there. That was stable. I'm happy if I get one incredible shot. Sounds awful, but like that's, you know, that goes to the highlight. One incredible shot will go to the highlight reel, you know? And that's what it's about, man. Photography, videography. You take 200 shots and, you know, only one of them is immaculate. I think that's a cool start. He had the James Bond car in there. He had the Ferris Bueller, I think the Porsche. Just quite a collection. Beautiful. Going over. There's our sound guy, producer, museum curator. When you have this many cars, you need to write them off. So you call it a museum. at that. Ooh. See, and you'll note. Oh, here's a perfect example. You'll notice. See this? For those of you who do not know, this is called chromatic aberration. It's a totally bad hue. It's not accurate. So, like, let's see if it disappears. No, it stays pretty much the whole time, which is not great. So the difference, it's here and here. This is beautiful white, blurred out bokeh from the prime, but this right here is like awful chromatic aberration. I'm not even going to try and like edit this or anything like that. Like I probably just won't even use a shot. But this purple hue should be white. It's a reflection of the light, and it's just a result of poor lenses. It's very expensive to get rid of. You gotta be in the kind of $1,000 to $3,000 range before you have a lens that can get rid of this. That's pretty. Stable. Yeah, that's pretty too. Ooh. I mean, it's just cool when you get to work with stuff like this. Like, I mean, everybody was kind of freaking out on the day, because like these cars are like, there wasn't really a car in this showroom that was less than $1 million. They had two Bugatti Veyrons Bugattis in the back. Just beautiful cars, man. There's our DP, Eric. Great DP. A mentor of mine. Nice. Good shot. 2 days of production. Probably 6 hours of footage. Very cool little car. I'll stop in. So this actually right here, this is a cool little feature of the car. Back then, 1939, 1940, cars didn't have radios. And Mercedes-Benz insisted on putting one in this, roadster, this beautiful roadster. And of course, they're trying to think ahead of their times. And so you tuned into the radio by city, which is really interesting. You tuned in by city. So it was made in Germany. So like it had, Munich and everything. And that's how you would change stations. Very, very cool. See, look at that chromatic aberration right here. Like that's so intense. But it's more prominent on the chrome features of this car, obviously, but chromatic aberration can happen on kind of anything really. It's just highly reflective surfaces. I don't know scientifically how it confuses the lens, but it does happen every now and then, like out in the field with these primes. But so I have the Mica Prime, Cineprimes, and they're incredible lenses, amazing lenses. But for shooting something like this, like I would never deliver this to the client. If this was our A cam, but our A cam on this shoot was the Aria Mira. So like I said, this is all just anything I get from this is bonus. That's it. If we can make it look cool. I just started watching that Netflix show, Shadow and Bone. So cool. Let me know if you guys have checked it out, but I think I'm addicted. It's got some good writing in there. So thanks for bearing with me. This is just a selects,
selects. Look at all that heavy chromatic aberration. That's insane, even from this distance. So crazy. Some might think it's cool, but yeah. There we go, right there. There's the Aria Mira. Ooh. We got a Dana Dolly for this, and his Dana Dolly was so sick, man. We had so much fun. Dana Dolly plus the spinning disc for the car. Just these B-roll shots came out insane, dude. Insane. So pretty. I mean, we had our director's monitor, and just everything was coming out just so buttery. It was like watching the documentary already. It was really cool. So I'd say none of that's usable. I love that. Give me another one. Do we? Yeah, that's a good one too. Nice. Beautiful. I actually got hands-on with the Amir, which is a really cool experience. It was my first time getting hands-on with an Ari. For those of you who do not know, you can probably get an Amira today for, depending on the hours, I would say like somewhere between 18,000 US dollars to more ballpark of $25,000. And if it has low hours, a lot more. But I actually would love to pull the trigger on an Amira. Although I'm waiting for the new Super 35. I want to see what that cost. Ari is coming out with a Super 35. They said they were coming out with this year. I think probably October with NAB. This clip kind of sucks. Ari. I actually just sold my 2 kits. I had 2 Ari lighting kits, tungstens. I bought them. I didn't like some little things. I didn't like their output. I saw their output lacking on a shoe and did not like it at all. To be more specific, we were trying to light a wall. We were doing some wide angle scenics, and we lit this back wall, and the hue was slightly off from daylight, and so we wanted to throw a gel on the Ari light, and it dimmed the crap out of it. Just those Roscoe gels. We put a Roscoe gel on it, and what is it called? CCB, and which is blue or whatever, to correct it from tungsten daylight. And yeah, it took so much light out of it, and we ended up pulling the gel off and just using it without a gel because it looked better. But that kind of broke my heart, and I thought after that I was kind of done with Aris, unless you have like huge HMIs like the 1.2K or whatever. Oh, so pretty. See, the chromatic aberration is really interesting here. So, and it's because it's blurred. So like this foreground right here is like this is all bokeh, so it's, you know, I think our depth of field is, oh, okay, so like this is pretty crispy, so it's like way back here. So this is all blurry. So the chromatic aberration, like right here, it's way more white. You can see a hint of purple if we went in closer. You can see that purple hue, but it's very like, this is like almost daylight. There's a tiny bit of hue right here, but back here where the focus is closer to, you can see it way more prominent right there. Very interesting. It's a cool shot. So one thing that I will actually do is I'm saving a lot of really bad shots, and it's because I am going to apply my warp stabilizer and see if anything is salvageable before I delete it. So if I like the framing, I'm going to keep it just to see if warp stabilizer will save it. Look at this focus right there. What's going on? Thanks for joining, guys. Let me know where you are tuning in from. If you are a subscriber or a friend, say what's up. We are currently editing a behind the scenes video I did of a documentary a couple of weeks ago on a Mercedes-Benz, where you can see the showroom. You got Ferris Bueller's Porsche back there from the movie. A lot of interesting cars. Right now we are going through my selects. We're almost done. Basically choosing the highlight clips that we want. I'm going to package it up and send it off as a little behind the scenes highlight to the producer. That's a nice little shot. Right here, camera to Eric RDP. Nice. And he's just working at Dana Dolly, man. Just loving it. We were having fun. We were having fun for sure. And it's nice when you make a I actually volunteered for the project, but they had a small budget for this, and or a decent budget. And it's nice, you know, when you get that budget, it's nice. But like I said, I volunteered for this shoot just to get hands-on with the Amira, kind of practice my hand and learn from some experienced producers and DPs. Beautiful. And these are all gimbal shots. I did go handheld. I know I have some handheld somewhere actually. So I need to find that. So what I will do, there we go. I am just looking for, because I know I took some handheld behind the scenes. I would like to know where it is. Oh yeah. Oh, I took a ton of photos, I remember. I probably didn't actually. super interesting stuff. Hi, Anna. My paleo hungry aunt. How are you doing, Banana? Right now, I don't know how long you've been watching, but we are doing some behind the scenes editing for a documentary film that I got to be a part of recently. It's pretty cool. I volunteered to help out, and we filmed in one of the most expensive communities here in Orlando called Isleworth, where Tiger Woods and Shaq all own homes. And we were filming at this like dentist doctor's house, and he has a museum of cars inside his garage. I'll pull it up right now so you can see some of them. But it was an interesting experience, and I got to get hands-on with one of the sort of top three, in my opinion, top three film cameras out there, or just movie making digital cameras out there. So I volunteered my time to get some mentorship and kind of learn how to use that platform. For me, that's like my dream is to film with that camera. I would love to. My huge goal is to do a documentary film over the next year. I've been talking about doing it for a while. Been talking to some guys about doing it, and so I would love to save up and buy that camera. It's a $20,000 camera, but there's ways to do it, and I would love to buy one so that I can produce a feature-length documentary film on one of my dad's teammates. It's going to be really cool. Okay. Some of these loaded. Okay, I'm going to bring it back. We're going to go back to the project. I'm just looking. There it is, the Arri Amira. Beautiful camera. Cool. All right. Dead. So that's my mentor right here, Eric DP. He owns not only this camera, but many others. He does a ton of work for the NFL, the NBA, MLB. He's a great mentor to have. Oh, look how pretty it is. Beautiful. I'm starting to sweat, so I got to turn I just installed Google Nest into my home. And I'm getting kind of sweaty, so it's time to pump it up. Yeah, Anna, if you're still in here, this Mercedes that we were filming was a part of this documentary story, and I guess the owner bought it at auction for $12 million. We were carrying all this kind of heavy equipment around, and this is his showroom. This is a personal collection. This is yeah. I mean, you can show art. You can show Uncle Art, but that Mercedes right there is a $12 million Mercedes. But see, like, we got these ladders, these like metal light stands. I mean, they're metal like heads. We're just walking around these. Each one of these cars is like $2 million, $1 million, and we're walking around it with all these heavy tools and stuff. It was kind of sketch. Everybody was tripping out. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, that would be really cool, Anna. I would love that. The hard part is I'm in Orlando, and it's not hard, but it's definitely a lot more. It's not as easy as being where you guys are, so close to Los Angeles. It's so easy to, just hop on people's shoots and stuff. It's easy out here too, but the problem is you are not going to get paid out here just trying to get on people's shoots. Okay, what I want to do now is pull up some music. For me, this kind of feels like there's a cool song in here, but it's not going to fit. All right, so we have these two. Some good old trance. Yeah, it's always good to talk with filmmakers. I mean, I love talking to different filmmakers about their projects and lessons that they learned on the projects, because like everybody's got such a unique career that, I mean, everybody's career is super unique to themselves, so I could totally pick him apart, pick apart his brain, ask him what he's worked on and what he's learned. I mean, seriously, no filmmaker's path is the same. It's just not. Did you guys watch Mortal Kombat yet? I heard it was not that great. Interested to see what you guys think. I'm not a fan of this music, so let's go to high energy. So for me, I am all about the music. I edit to the music and it changes everything. So but it's got to fit the character of the project. Aw. So are you driving down to San Diego for that? That's awesome. That's very, very awesome. Oh, are you doing, is it live? Are they doing it live, or are you going to watch it in person? Not feeling any of the high energy at all. All right. Going to let's try cinematic. Man, that's crazy. Because no one is allowed at church. Ay. Me and Katie have chosen to watch our church from live stream. But our church has been open for like months. And they're packed too. They went from 3 services to 4 services. That just shows you the difference between Florida and California. This is a pretty one. I like this one a lot. Oliver Stone, great artist on Artist.io. Love his stuff. Love this song. This was my short film song. You have to. What do they do? I think once you sit down, you can take your mask off in church. They do the sprayer, the static. What the heck is it called? Sanitization static. It's like electrocharged, and they spray every seat. It's placebo, but that's what they're doing to get people back in church. And so they spray every seat with this static electro thing. And then, they opened up, and we still had a couple of cases come into our church. But, I think it was just really well managed, and they stayed distant sort of between the seating and the families and stuff. So we had, a couple of cases in the church over the last couple of months, but they would quarantine for their 2 weeks and then come back and everything was cool. So it wasn't like a big deal. It wasn't like, oh man, we're really helping this to spread. It wasn't like that. It was like, okay, you have a couple of cases. They had actually come to me and said, hey, we have 20 extra hours of video production and editing that we need. And they offered it to me, but I signed a non-compete with my company, so I couldn't take it. Yeah, this looks great. So what I would do, so now it's about language. It's about one quick... Actually, I don't know what this is. Let's see. I should have. I'm gonna render that into out because that's laggy. I shot all this in 4K. which was a lot. But like when you're dealing with like multi-million-dollar cars, you probably should. So I shot it in 4K, not 1080. So these files are huge. Right now I'm just rendering the sequence so that it can play back a little bit better instead of being so choppy. Let me know what you think of my logo. Poor Bear Stories. Popos. Bops. That's what it is based off of. Growing up, being called, well, my mom called me Bear. Sometimes she called me Poor Bear. Everybody called me Bops or Pobrecito, which is poor boy in Spanish. So, yeah, I went with Poor Bear Stories because I was always telling stories growing up. So, seems kind of fitting. This is definitely going to take a while. So, let's see, what else can I talk about? I'm super stoked. I invested a lot in my lighting, in my grip equipment, which is here, I'll go full screen for this. Invested in my lighting and grip equipment, which is like your stands for your lights. I bought 3 Matthews C stands to hold up my equipment, lights, whatever you need to hold up, for $700. It took me a while to get all 3, just saving and stuff. And I recently finished investing in 2 LED lights. They're called Nanlite, and Nanlite is it's a great brand. But I spent $600, $800 on just the 2. And I need a third. But the third one alone is going to cost like $1,200 to complete the set. Unless I want to get like a third cheaper one. So we'll see. It all really depends on my my job and how much I can save and put aside for production related equipment. I actually sold my director's monitor. It's like this little, it's called a Ninja 5, little 7-inch monitor for $600 today. Very expensive monitor. But ideally, what I really want to do is I want to get a documentary camera to produce my documentary. And it could be something that I sell at the end of the year to make my money back. But for the next year, my goal is to get my hands on a very nice documentary camera that I can run and gun with, and do have my little 3-point lighting set up for interviews, but keep it really basic. And yeah, get it done. That's the goal for 2020. The remainder of 21 and 22, and then I will feature it in Los Angeles in 22 in order to get your submission into up for our nominations. You have to screen it for I think 2 weeks in one of like 5 or 7 states around the country. It's like New York City, Los Angeles, Atlanta. You have to screen your movie at one of the award nomination theaters for I think 2 weeks, and it costs money. It's like a couple $1,000s to put your movie in for them to play it for a couple of weeks. But that puts you in the running for awards, which is cool. It's a fun little thought. Or apparently you can, if you get accepted into the film festival circuit, then supposedly that qualifies you as well. Well, I'm glad you like it. Here, I will move it there. Bam. Cool. Yeah. Fiverr, Fiverr, is a great company. I had like a little designer do it on Fiverr. Told him a little bit about what I wanted, and he gave me something totally different. I didn't even ask for this, and I was like, yeah, that's freaking cool, man. So I was pretty stoked with it. It was like $75. It's great. Well, thank you. Yeah, this light right here is it's a softbox. It's about this wide, and it's I'll turn it off so you can see the difference. Or I'll turn it down at least on the ballast. %, 0%. So that is 0%. I have the blue light in the back. It's just a little wand. It's really cool. I might as well show you that too. Just a wand, a little bit of ambiance. Go back to 12. So yeah, back up at 12, little one in the back. I also have my second line over here. I am creatively, I have those white blinds, and then I have some transparent curtains, and I am blasting my light onto that, and it really softens it up, and it helps fill in this side of my face. So if I were to turn it off, you'll see shadows. So that's with that light off. And that one kind of makes a little bit more of a difference. This is very dramatic, but you lose a lot. I mean, of detail right here, and my hair a little bit, you lose that. Unless I look this way, you get more detail. But the softbox is only right here, so I'm going to turn that back up. All right, 20% and 12%. So can go way brighter or darker. This one 12 can go a lot brighter too. So, and then I changed the look a little bit in the camera. The camera actually has a filter on it, so I can darken everything. So everything in the room can get much darker, and then only the things that are well lit will stand out. Fun stuff. I have totally nerded out. And over the past 4 years, well, 2 years, mainly over the last 2 years, I have learned as much as I could about production, about video production. It's only been 2 years. Just working and figuring it out and watching YouTube videos. It's been awesome. Okay, we are almost Almost done. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the sound it's super easy. It's if the boys are ever interested in getting like like a not podcast mic. I mean, this is mainly podcast, but if they ever want to stream or Twitch stream or Facebook gaming stream or this YouTube stream, this is a Blue Yeti, and it is by far the most easy, like intuitive setup. I bought a little Amazon. This is an arm, and you just mount it onto your desk or whatever. And the mic is like $100, and the arm is like $20, and it comes with a pop filter. But it you don't have to like mix it or change too much. It's very easy, and it's just very good out of the box. Yeah, the blue light is great. I love that thing. It's been one of my most helpful tools on just run and gun sets. I'd say the unfortunate part about my job is I'm very run and gun. For the last 2 years, it's been very much get in, get out, spend 1 hour filming, get in, get out. It's worked, but it's not fun because I like to spend more time in making things look nice and good. But with the wand has been amazing because there have been so many times where like I have my camera on the little gimbal stick in one hand and I like hold the light in the other hand and I just run and gun, like, okay, talk to the camera, film it real quick, like if you just need a little bit of light, opposed to like walking in with my light stand, set up the light stand, then mount the light, then adjust the light, then figure out where you want to point it, do the next light, popping up with the camera and just the gimbal, and then holding a wand is like allows me to get in and get out. So that wand has like literally been an incredible investment. The wand itself it's only like $100 on Amazon. It's called the Yongnuo wand, light LED light wand. There's tons of brands that make them, but it has RGB, so like I can go red, I can do the full RGB scale. I can add a little bit of green, add some, blue, add some red. So blue is nice and inspiring. So that's what we'll leave it at. Okay, so I'm going to go back to there and bring this here because it finished. All right. Beautiful. Oh, I know what's happening. That one. This one. So this, in my opinion, is like a whole bust. So I just walked around him to get like different interviews. We press start and stop at the same time, so like it's supplementary to what they got, which is they had the main interview camera. Yeah, this is going to be a very short behind the scenes. Yeah, they can use it while gaming. It's on its computer, so it's USB. So I literally just plug it in USB, and then my computer says, "Do you want to, set this as your default device?" And then set it as a default, and that's it. Like plug and play. Very, very good. It's a great It's a great mic. I love it. That's a good one. I started reading this book called Show Your Work. And I've always been a big believer in showing your work. Otherwise, people don't know what you do or how you do it, how much time you spend on it. So, if I have some advice for you guys, make sure you're showing your work. I know. It kills my arms. But it's crazy. Like, no matter what you do in film, it's like not backbreaking. It's just very, like, you come home sore. You come home tired. You feel the day's work. It's nice. Right there. Very nice. Speaking of which, how was work for you? How's everything? I was thinking about this recently, like, you know, the cost of living here in Florida is so much cheaper. It's so interesting. Like, love my life, you know, I can afford to go out to eat if I want to, but I save for film equipment. But, you know, with my mortgage, the price of rent, it's just so much more affordable than other parts of America. And I was just thinking about it. I mean, I don't know. You need to make so much more money in other states. And I don't have to, it's nice because I don't have to feel bad about not making as much money as like my friends or you know, who live in Colorado or elsewhere. I don't have to feel bad about not making as much money as them because I can afford to live a decent life, a good life. So that was very interesting. Thanks, Banana. Thank you so much for stopping in. Give the boys my love. I love you. Thank you so much. Tell Juju I say hi. And tell the boys I got to film probably about $100 million in race cars. I wish I could have gone for a ride, but I did not. All right. So right now I'm doing the very tedious part of you know, behind the scenes editing. I am oh, I know.
They have basically told the automotive world that they are very, very serious.
There, that's what I did. Okay. Yeah, very, very tedious. I will only use a couple of these. Again, I'm just doing a little behind the scenes. Look at all that chromatic aberration. he had the Shogun on the Emira. The Ninja, or the Atomos Shogun. Very nice. See, all this, all this, all the negative feel, all the black, like, see back here behind the car, that's a huge black negative fill, and it comes all the way back here. See the Ferraris, like we basically sectioned it off. We have more black fill right here, and it connects. So also that the roll-off reflection from the Mercedes is black and not red or yellow. See, you can see a tiny bit of red, I think, right here. Yeah, see, you can see red right here, red right here, red right here. And that's just because we didn't have enough negative fill to wrap the car. But see these soft whites? That's this huge, like, whatever it is, 12 by 12, 20 by 20, whatever we had. Right here, soft white. It gives it nice character to the curve. Same here, nice longer soft white. Right here, off of his shoulder. Yeah, very, very nice. It added, like, me personally, I don't know if it's my taste. I think that professionally people they use huge soft light above cars when they feature them. You have like a huge canvas, 40 by 40 sitting over the car, 20 by 20 sitting over the car, and it's evenly lit, and then it offers the car this beautiful, white that you can just kind of cake the car with. I don't know if it's my style. And I think for the purpose of featuring this car, it was kind of cool to see all the Ferraris and stuff in the background. But I digress. It was really cool to learn how they lit it, what they were going for, how much they had to deploy to kind of get the look they wanted. And it looked incredible. It did look really great. It was something you would see on, the History Channel or something. Very cool. Looking for a shot. There we go. I do not like. There we go. That's better. That's okay. Oh, so much. Many selects. Get the focus. Can we go over to the subject? Oh, that's rough. That's rough. It's amazing though. It's, you know, I didn't have it in one shot, but you will get the same effect by just cutting them together. So, ding. And him in focus. Same effect. We'll obviously just make it look a little bit better. Making him nervous walking through all the Ferraris. It's funny. We put so much time into lighting that Mercedes. And then, you know, we light him with these two. I think they were like Kinos or something. And the car just had so much. We put so much attention to the car. Isn't that funny? So we just hung it from like these little rafters. Just string. Super simple. I mean, nothing too crazy at all. Nice right here. Gosh, those are pretty cars, huh? Crazy experience. I usually shoot B-roll. This was an interview or whatever, and I was trying to match it as a B cam so that they could go back and use some of these shots to match it up. But I usually shoot in 60 frames B-roll. Like I said, we were thinking of using this as a B cam, and I wanted to give them a couple of interesting perspectives. So just kind of walking around. He didn't really talk too much with his hands, so it's not like you'd be able to match it anyway. I was hoping that there would be more information in these shadows, but I really don't like all these reflective surfaces from the cars. I thought it would look way cooler. I thought there would be like shadows and stuff, so you could like make out the silhouette of the car. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Pick a direction. I love that. That's a great shot. That's a great behind the scenes shot. The issue with this behind the scenes in particular was the way we lit everything, and you had very narrow corridors to shoot. So like that was my challenge, was like finding where I could show the car really well, but also showing where I could show him really well. See, you can see the negative right here, all that negative we were using. Little flare to the interview. That's a very nice shot. You cannot see the camera up. I was hoping you would see him because it was 4K, but we were having trouble. I swear. Leave it to doing a live stream for me to get like blown up on text is beautiful too. I love that. Start with a little bit of a flare. I found this shot towards the end and I loved it. Yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, beautiful. See, I imagine that they would like to see some of this. And obviously, behind the scenes, Run and Gun behind the scenes gets produced a lot quicker than the actual feature-length documentary. So it's kind of something to share with your team and just keep them motivated, if they're still shooting. It gives life to the project. Very important. And who knows, he may even use it for investors. And then I wouldn't have just been free, I would have brought a ton of value, not just as a PA, but behind the scenes as well. But I just wanted to get this footage, man. Great footage of just the cars, the lighting a little bit. I think the coolest thing about our lighting setup was that it was, we didn't have a huge crew. We didn't have a huge grip crew or anything. We didn't have we had a van with a decent amount of equipment, but not like a huge truck, so it was great to kind of see what we could pull together with what we had. And just shape it, just shape the light until we got something as beautiful as we could. And that's what production is all about. That was what was fun and what was a huge sort of lesson learned for me that day was you show up with a certain amount of equipment and you do the best that you can with it. And you can often pull something pretty great out of it. That's fun. So our lighting guy Nick, or sound guy Nick, and DP Eric. You can barely make them out, and I don't even know if I'd want to bump them up at all because they have no light on them. But that's usable, so why not? I basically did a full walk around. Very fun stuff. And then he was like, hey man, you don't have to do it for that long. And I cut. Nope. Cool. All right, man. Those are the selects. throw some epic cinematic music on there, and it just gets really fun. It's cool. So one thing that I will do now is I will throw warp stabilizer on almost all of these. Even though I had a gimbal, I will still throw warp stabilizer on. Because you see, maybe you can't see, but there's a lot of micro jitters. Again, because of the weight of my Prime. I was using the Mica Cine Prime with the GH5, and sadly I have the very first model of the Zhiyun crane, which the payload is not that great, so you see a lot of micro jitters. And I'm actually kind of convinced to go to leave the gimbal and go to a heavy handheld setup with just my my cage. I have a tilted cage, and just make it heavy. But this is fun, man. This is really fun. This will be great. Just a little, some epic music. Yeah, this is fun. Super easy. And these shots are fun. They're nothing special, but the B-roll shots we got on the Amira were just like outstanding. They're brilliant. Everything is so subtle in cinema, It's like so much work just for so little results. So funny. I'm like doing these little gimbal shots around this $12 million car. I'm like trying to get close, but like not too close. Yeah. It's funny. Basically just made the DP look super heroic with his it's just cinematic behind the scenes. It's fun. Blinks a lot. Something that I don't like to show in my edits. I try to get eyes as much as I can, because it's important. Super important. We know somebody's like doubting themselves when they blink too much. Maybe they don't believe in what they're saying, or maybe they're shy of what they're saying, but either way, it's just like, it doesn't hit as hard for us. You want those long gazes. You want them to hold their eye contact. So this is all interview. I'm going to save at this point because these are my selects. Then I start adding warp stabilizer to see what my true selects are. And I usually, we're going to call this one Isela. Okay, let's see. A little bit of chatter in the background. Just making sure we don't, maybe somebody said something cool. Sometimes it adds, but I have the mic all the way away from them anyway, so. See, like right there, he's like talking about the dolly. Oh yeah, I forgot we had a little bit of flickering in the LEDs. So he had to change his angle, his shutter angle. But he was having fun on this Dana dolly. It was fun to watch too. Sometimes you get these shots that you just nail. It's gonna, you nail it, and you're like, the audience is gonna love this. Like, they will be watching it and just, watch it in awe or admiration. Like, wow, what a cool car, We're like, wow, man, that was an amazing shot. And the audience is like, wow, what an amazing car. But it's the way we show the car that makes it amazing. There were so many little details that we, wanted to shoot. I think right here he was looking inside the actual engine. Fun stuff. So there's like a couple of clips that I might consider using audio. It would be something like you bring the video in with a little bit of audio, and then the music comes in. It helps transition. Viewers, you're watching, you see them chat, and then the audio comes in. It's like now you're a part of the experience. I will give you a quick example just so you know what I'm talking about. I'll choose the audio clip I like the most. Yeah, that's a good one.
I would say we want to get white
Followed by that one.
close up like this, you see how the off like this, because this reflecting is going to be better.
Don't care about that one because you don't even get to see him talking.
It's difficult at times to see stuff, especially
But this is a good one too. So we will literally just use these three of the DP Eric talking to give you an idea. All right. And so imagine you're kind of, you get this, hey, here's a behind the scenes video that I did. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, here's some production talk. That doesn't look good in transition, so we're actually going to switch that around. And if it doesn't work this way, we're going to just throw in a B-roll.
and then so it gets difficult at times to see stuff, especially at certain angles. So as I say that, it's almost like I think if we do another white reflecting. So I would just bring.
It's all about figuring it out.
It's difficult at times to see stuff, especially at certain angles. So as I say that, it's almost like I think if we do another angle. So I would just bring
None of it works,
up to here, and then
but I love those, actually. I do love these two.
I would take the dahlia up to here, and then when you see it in close up like this.
It's not bad. See, so now it feels like an experience. So like you cut the audio, so like it's all about layers. It's like in film, it's all about perspective and layers. So like you know, it's like you have a GoPro, you have a Steadicam, you have a gimbal, you have handheld. Like you do all these different things to give an experience. And so, I had very limited resources to stay. It was like, get the gimbal, like get the shots you can, take a couple of pictures, get back to work. So I threw the gimbal on like 2 times and just ran around getting different shots. So I didn't live anybody up. I didn't want to get in the way of what they needed to do. They were paying to be there. They needed to get it done. So this is what I could do, with like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of time. So, now it's about making it like a big experience. So starting with just a little bit of audio and then going into the song really elevates it. So I'm guessing that a crop in right here will actually could save us. So I'm going to go into 125. I'm going to bring it up just a tiny bit. Bring it down. What I'm trying to do right now is, so you see Eric, he comes across the string, comes out right here, and or it comes out right here. So you want his arm helps transition, right? But we actually want to be even closer than this. Try this. Almost there. I think. Let's see how this goes.
I would take the dahlia up to here, and then
Much better. Like, wow.
I would take the dahlia up to here, and then
But I want to go in just a little bit more, actually.
the dahlia up to here, and then I would take the dahlia up to here, and then
I think his arm is actually detracting from the experience, so we're going to take it out. And we're going to go back out. Yeah, that's nice. It's all about a seamless experience. Cool. Super, super easy. That's cool. This is the one. It's a good intro shot. So many micro jitters. So now what I'm going to do is start punching in warp stabilizer. Going over to effects, warp. And you can't do too many of these at a time because your computer, well, actually not your computer, well, Premiere Pro and your computer do not like it when you do too much. And they say, like, I don't understand this, but I've just been taught that you don't go over 2%. Like most big box office productions will not stabilize over 2%. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard it from different editors. I set mine at 7% because for me, like, that's my, like, as far as social media videos go, like, you can't really notice anything, and what you're looking for is if you've used with warp stabilizer before, it just it literally looks warpy. Like, if you go over 10-15%, it just starts to look really warpy, and that's the engine compensating for your shake. And depending on, sometimes your shots are not even that shaky, but warp stabilizer has a hard time differentiating the foreground and the background. So a lot of the times it warps them the same, and then it really just trashes your shot. So sometimes 1% warp stabilizer is like awful. So there's for sure, you know, a time and a place to use it. But I didn't have options with the shoot, so we're going to see if it saves any of the footage. Man, we have been live for almost, we're going on 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is great. We'll see how these warp. It'll clear up. There we go. Oh yeah, beautiful. 7% made that beautiful. Oh yeah. So it looks like Warp Stabilizer is going to save my butt, which is awesome. Fantastic. So my computer just went into warp speed. I can hear the fans turning like crazy. That's because we have 5 different clips in 4K warping at once. This is an 8-core laptop. It's got some, meat and potatoes to it, but it's not a Hackintosh, that's for sure. So I don't know, maybe I will try to finish this here on the stream and just knock it out, I was thinking of getting some other stuff done, but why not just knock it out? Just knock out the whole video. I'm probably going to get rid of a lot of these back here once this finishes up. Got some stills. Two. That's not good. $45. Oh wow, we only got up to 30, 32, 33. Yikes. Oh no, that's not good. I don't know if these are corrupted or what, but we may have to cut the stream short if I cannot figure out what's up with these files. $31, $32, and $33. Oh boy. I may have some corrupt footage, which would suck. It's not able to locate it on the disk, so I am moving it over to my computer to see if I can open it up right now. means there's a bunch more footage to select. I really didn't want this to be a super long video, so it's really about cutting out the fat. Get rid of the mediocre shots. If this video is 45 seconds long, a minute and 30 seconds long with just some cool cars and production to look at, then that's enough for sure. You do not need to make a 3 to 5 minute video. It's kind of overkill, Make it short and sweet. Hey, this is what we're working on. Check it out. See if you want to be a part of it. That's it. Seeing if we can import, and if not, kind of out of luck. But it looks like we were able to bring it in. It just didn't want to read from the disk for some reason, so that's good. And this is the second part of the interview that we did. Interview 2, which is good to have a little bit of variety. Right now I want to get rid of everything I don't like though. See, is it redundant? We only need one of these. It's not going to be this one. That's a great shot. I mean, it just looks great. Oh boy. $540K special, that's what it was called. Oh yeah, the original owner was a 19-year-old. Pretty crazy.
Graduation for a 19-year-old. Now, who does that? Who buys a car like this?
Let me start getting into some additional B-roll. I love that shot. That's such a great shot. This one, not so much. Nice. Nice. Little Roadster 540K, special Roadster, Mercedes-Benz, 1939. Get some. Got 3 of the same shot, so they're all good. Audio guy shot, need that. DP shot, want that. Hopefully it warps good. Last one, good. This is all the new stuff. This is all the new stuff that needs to be cut down. But the project is getting somewhere. That's nice. But we unfortunately have we have, save often. We have 11 minutes of footage that still needs to get cut down to less than 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Like I said, 1 minute and 30 would be awesome, but if it, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we want it to go the length of the song. That would be cool. I don't want to drag you guys through this though. Like this is the grind, you know? This is a grind. This is what I do. I grind. And what I want to do is actually render out again. Oh my goodness. It's going to take a minute. So we will. It is Saturday. This is what I do with my Saturdays. I work even more. Practice my craft. I'm always learning. Always on YouTube. Always looking up how people operate their camera, tell stories, edit them, produce them on a budget, write them. That's what I do. Some interesting people to go watch. I was gonna do this on Facebook, but I said, I preach YouTube. I really do believe in YouTube. I love the organic that they give you. I love it as a platform, way more than Facebook, way more than Instagram. And Facebook and Instagram, it's like who you're already connected with. That's your reach. But YouTube is like your audience. It's like finding people who are into what you do. And so that's where I want to be. I wanted to be on here. But there are definitely some great people. Flash Film Academy is somebody that I followed recently. And Flash Film Academy is a former Army communications guy and went into video production. Now he's like teaching, and he has like his own little teaching thing at flashfilmacademy.com. I would love to take his class just to pick his brain and stuff. But yeah, man, I it's hard for me to take the jump to buy education. I'm so cheap, but nevertheless, go check him out. He's got a great channel, his YouTube. He's really giving with his lives, where he just kind of teaches you about the business of videography, and it's been great. I've really enjoyed watching his lives, getting involved with his streams. And he was, I think he's what pushed me over today, would push me to do YouTube live. The organic has not been good. I only have like 500 subscribers, and we've had like one or two consistent viewers. But I believe in YouTube. I really do believe in YouTube, and I would like to invest a lot more into YouTube. And instead of like posting, memories or pictures or videos on Facebook and Instagram, I would like to put more into YouTube, into producing for YouTube, because I think that you can interact in a better way with your audience if you are in an industry or niche or whatever. I really think YouTube is a great way to connect, just like LinkedIn, but for creators. All right, we are finishing up the. Boom, boom. That is finishing up. My wife is going to be home not too long. I'm stoked. I just bought a squat rack for cheap. I bought a weight tree, which is the thing that holds all the plates, and a really nice, like industrial, super sturdy squat rack, pull up bar for $300 for both. I'm very, very excited. Very excited because weights have been gouged at $2 and $3 and $4 a pound. And it's great when you find a deal in the mix of all that. All right, cool. It's about done. So once this finishes, I'm going to trim these down. And trim all these down. Man, I digress, dude. Like, I would not want to do this again. Like this, it sounds like so entitled and like something an asshole would say, excuse my language, but I did not enjoy this shoot at all. It was not my thing. I'm more about like performance, like getting a performance out of my actors. That gets me excited, man. Or if you're going to do a documentary, don't waste your time. Like, get the emotional, get the raw. Don't waste your time on the BS or the non-emotional. And I feel like we did not get the emotional in this at all. But I guess that's, there's an audience for that, like for people that just want statistics or details, that's they find passion in that. It's definitely just not for me though. This shoot was more about learning how they lit, learning how they, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, it's crazy. The framing on this shot was really interesting. You would never guess we were in the same showroom. It's cool how we did it. We just literally moved to a separate corner, blurred out the background. See, you can see the frame right here. Look at that. You would never guess we were in the same showroom. We actually brought a different picture, put a different picture on the wall, threw a little light, diffused light reflected off this little reflector to give it some life. I tried to put my wand back here, but he actually threw it, this RE1K right here, and had some cinefoil on it, which is really interesting. So like you see like this light right here, and then it's kind of shadowy, and then another light right here. That's because he had like this cinefoil that was all crinkled up with holes in it. So it was an interesting technique that added some texture to the wall. Interesting. And then like, you know, this spotlight on the books from this 1K or 650, RE650, I think. This spill right here is from this right. So this spill is from this one light right here. So it's really interesting, you know, the kind of character they gave to shape. Little light right here, little light right here, light facing down, little character on the wall. And then we use the same thing for all the interviews. He has this, is it Kino? I think it's a Kino. These two Kinos side by side for a big sort of softened key light. And then we use this as a bounce right here to soften up this side of his face. It looked okay. Looked good. It's fun. I am a total loudmouth, man. Like, I get in trouble with my mouth all the time. All through college, high school, outspoken. I've just always been that way. And it was kind of one of my lessons for this. Kind of hit me. But I'm just outspoken in everything, man. Like, I need to be in control. I need to like, I know how to listen and everything, but I have to share my opinion, and I have to kind of like believe that my way to tell a story is like the only way. It's you know, it's a good and a bad thing. That said, I always ask for advice and invite my crew and my cast to pitch in. I always am like, you know, hey guys, what are your ideas? Like, and so I'm not shut out, you know, and I like making sure that everybody has a platform. I just need to run things and be the one who, you know, protects that environment and leads that environment forward and ensures that, you know, everybody's taken care of and everybody's interests are looked out for. But because of that, you know, on sets where I'm not that guy, I get in trouble. And I did get in trouble here. The talent was kind of not so comfortable on set, and I was like, you know, just PA and just had a water bottle ready, you know, nothing too serious. And I started, jumping into director's shoes, trying to get the talent comfortable. And I did it once, and he loosened up, and we had a cut, and then I did it again. And before I even finished my first word, 2 words, the director looked up at me and sternly suggested that there was only one director on set. And, I knew my shoes. I knew my position. I was hired as not hired, I volunteered to help out and be a PA. So, kept my mouth shut and did my job. But there was, I came home and I told my wife, that was, what's up, Mewtwo PCT? Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, man. Just talking a little bit about production here in Orlando, Florida. Well, welcome, dude. I love your icon, the Pokeball. Where are you coming from, Mr. Mewtwo? But yeah, I was just finishing up some thoughts on a production. I figured out I need to be the director. I can't be behind the scenes. I got to get my hands dirty. Got to run things. Right now we are editing. We're actually going through some selects. That was kind of a nice shot. These actually look handheld. Yeah, I know these are handheld. Doing a little bit of rack focusing. Turning on my cousin's first communion baptism. So while you guys are watching me, I'm watching her. And I actually like the first shot better. Yeah, see, these are handheld because I'm rack focusing. Going from him to probably him. Yeah, that's cool. But I digress, man. It's amazing to be a part of these shoots, to learn a little bit. But I think that I have learned exponentially more by doing on my own. I'm one of those people that needs to learn by their own mistakes, and I have learned a lot by my own mistakes. So being a PA, a production assistant, it might not be for everybody. You might be somebody that needs to go out and do it on your own, make your own mistakes and learn from them. I think that's lost. That's very lost in film producers these days. Y'all need to take bigger risk. That's cool. And that whole shot is bust. Oh, did you guys see that Bugatti? Ooh. Or is this? No, that's the, what is that? Is that a Bentley? I don't know, but it's nice. Just ridiculous. Oh no, a 1080 clip. Oh man. Why did I go 1080? Why did I go 1080? Let's blow this up. Anything worth saving? That's a cool shot, but I really hope that I got it in 4K. Yeah, see, I'd rather use this one. Done. Done. Rack in, rack out. Another rack in, rack out right here. There's a rack in. Let's go. Stoked. Today is a barbecue day. We are going to do some barbecue chicken, mashed potatoes, and barbecue corn. I got a green egg that I got for cheap that it's going to be nice. Ooh. I wasn't even paying attention. That was a good shot though. Ooh. Yes. Oh, I see her. So cute. It's cute. It's crazy, man. I can't believe that you can't go in person to watch the communion. That's so unfortunate. Rules are so different across the United States right now, dude. It's awful. Footage down to 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And now little pup is chilling. Oh, that's why. I am currently watching my cousin receive her first communion. In California. I guess that's one thing nice about being live, or being, how everything is live streamed now. This is the tedious part, warp stabilize everything, drop the percentage, and all this just so I can see what clips are really worth keeping. And they are baptizing a lot of kids at the service. I'm currently waiting for the warp stabilizer to finish processing on those clips. You can see them going from red to yellow. That way I don't take up too much processing power. Good. There she is. Aw. Yay. Julie. That's funny. Very cute. Seven is just, it's just random number that I feel comfortable with. On average, there's not too much warping at 7%. It's just enough to stabilize my shots, so that's why 7. Let them all load for a minute. Starting to take a while. I'm gonna save. Oh man. I'm just so, picky about my clips, man. Like, if I had a, insanely fast turnaround deadline for this, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, which is I'm applying warp stabilizer to every clip. Honestly, because because I want to see if there's gold. I want to see like what the best is. I want to select from the best. And if I had a deadline, if I didn't have, if I couldn't take my time with this project, I would not be doing this. I would actually just kind of I would use clips, a little bit of everything, show a little bit of diversity in the footage, and just run with that. Yeah. And then at the end, I would warp stabilize. But, this allows me I stabilize everything first, and then I watch it, and then I get to kind of pick it apart and see what still has really bad warping, or, what will not be salvageable even with warp stabilizer. And those things, I'll delete those clips and use other clips instead. So, this is actually not bad, this is a good point. I got to get down to 240, below 240, and that'll be cool. So a lot of these clips will be cut by about a third, because you're only looking for a really quick blip. You want to show something really quick and then move on. So cutting all these down by a third is going to bring it down, and then getting rid of like duplicates and stuff. There was a couple of shots in here that I have like 3 of one shot. I'll get rid of those. So ideally it'll be right here. That's where I want it to end, about 145. That's ideally where I want it to be. So we will get it there. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I got to get ready for my barbecue soon. My wife is going to be home, so I might have to cut the stream short. But I don't know how much value there is in this live editing, because it's very slow. Ultimately, you just kind of get to spend time with me, so I don't know how cool that is. But we get to catch up on things, let you know what new gear I have, new projects that are going on, anything exciting. And, I get to share some maybe mistakes that I've made in my career. And hopefully just networking, just finding some of you guys to work with, people who are just as passionate about learning, growing, and doing as I am. That would be really cool, man. If nothing else, that's why I would do this, is to meet you guys, to connect with you guys, and collaborate with you guys. I see people all the time on Twitch or YouTube who I just want to collaborate with, man. Jump on set with them, do a project with them. So that's the goal. And it's funny because I'll be watching them, and there are certain streamers who I'm like, oh yeah, man, I could offer equal value, or I could produce something similar. And just watching them do their thing, you're I'll tell you, one here in Florida is Mateo. Some of you guys might know Mateo. He's not super huge, but he's down in Miami, I believe, and he shoots on the Pocket 6Ks. And I would love to collaborate with Mateo. And it's funny because, I don't think either of us are making a ton of money, and I would totally collab with him for free, just because I love that environment, run and gun environment, true passion, man, for what you're doing. So Mateo, if you somehow watch this, dude, hit me up. I think that's something that's really interesting, is the color grading on the Blackmagics, man. It's really interesting to see if people who, if they can't afford the RE color science, what camera they do go to. And a lot of people go to Blackmagic. I think it's very, very, very interesting. And of course, every manufacturer says something different. You know, like, oh, we're the closest to the RE color science. Like, one camera that has made that, you know, claim is the VariCam, the Panasonic VariCam, which I would love to get my hands on. See, this is one reason why I want to build a like 32 core new graphics card. I don't know what the newest beautiful graphics card is, like a 30, 3080, 3090 or something. Get a beautiful new graphics card, a 32 core processor, and just desktop build, just good cooling, and just shred 4K footage until 8K eats me apart. Take this off. Man, these are still going. This is crazy. Warp stabilizer is very CPU demanding. Or GPU demanding, I don't know. CPU demanding. Playback is GPU demanding. I think playback is CPU demanding. Maybe both. Probably both. I can see that you cannot see all of my timeline. I'll have to figure that out for the next one. But for now, I think I'm just going to finish up. I want to finish these warps right here. And I'll leave these for now. I'm going to close the project out, maybe work on it tomorrow, and just save these warps for tomorrow probably. Oh boy. Beautiful. Moving on to these guys. Give me a 7. All right. I do not want to waste anybody else's time. Like I said, it's tedious. I was mostly about, I think I wanted to pop on and just see what kind of viewership we could get. It's tough, man. I only have 500 subs, so I'll probably need to, if I want to get more live viewers, I'll probably have to start producing more videos to reach you guys. But I'll leave this on here. Today was mostly just about, hey, here's this behind the scenes I did. Pretty cool project. Run and gun. Put something quick together. Upload it. I will probably put it up on YouTube and see if that gets any viewership. But, I think live will pay off bigger and better when in the future I'm able to have more subscribers. So I need to think about it. I think maybe, I'll set a goal to get 1,000 subs or something like that. I do believe YouTube is the place to be, and it's a great platform. So I think I just need to dedicate myself to consistently uploading content on here and content that has value. So thank you guys so much for stopping in today. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys soon.